Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Roman Reigns might be on the verge of forming a new bloodline after what went down on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. The OTC returned to assist the Usos in defeating Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a Tornado Tag Team match. After the bout, Reigns reunited with Jey Uso, praising his recent actions. Reigns appears to be grooming Jey to be his successor, potentially as the next holder of the Ula Fala. The YET Master could be on his way to becoming the next tribal chief, with the head of the table guiding him. The duo may go on to kickstart another chapter in the Bloodline saga. That said, to further establish their dominance, the OTC could add a right-hand man, a role that was previously played by Jey Uso. In an interesting possibility, Roman Reigns could introduce Tama Tonga as the right-hand man of the potential new bloodline. The 6'8" star made his televised WWE debut at Night of Champions, helping Solo Sikoa dethrone Jacob Fatu as United States Champion. While there was a lot of hype surrounding Tama when he debuted, the former NGP2 star has failed to carry that momentum further. His alliance with Solo Sikoa as part of the NFT hasn't been fruitful for the former NGP2 star. Since his debut, the star has only had one singles match, defeating Jimmy Uso on the August 1 episode of SmackDown. Sensing that the 34-year-old's potential is being wasted on the blue brand, Roman Reigns could bring Tama Tonga over to Raw as his right-hand man. Tama could do what Jey used to 5 years ago, dealing with the faction's rivals before they could face Reigns or Jey. This could allow Tama an opportunity to establish himself as a credible powerhouse in WWE. That said, while it could be exciting, this is only speculation for now. Ever since Roman Reigns advised Jey Uso to focus on winning championships and carrying the family's legacy forward rather than worrying about being a team player, the YET Master has become a new man. However, this new attitude of main event Jey's hasn't sat well with his twin brother, Jimmy Uso. Big Jim has taken issue with how Jey has been showing shades of Roman Reigns lately. It is evident that Jimmy is not a fan of the OTC's influence on Jey. That said, with Reigns back in the picture, his influence on the former World Heavyweight Champion is only going to increase. If Jimmy attempts to defy this alliance, the YET Master could turn on his brother, considering him a liability rather than an asset. That said, this is also speculation. Fans will have to wait and see how the renewed Bloodline story unfolds in the coming weeks. The Bloodline saga has dominated WWE programming for years, with Roman Reigns' legendary reign as undisputed champion carving a storyline that will go down in history. From the days of the Usos aligning with him, to Solo Sikoa stepping in as the new enforcer, the faction has gone through several dramatic shifts. However, with Roman's status as the tribal chief now under constant threat, and the ongoing uncertainty surrounding where the story will head next, speculation is heating up about whether a massive new addition could be brought in to restore dominance. Rumors suggest that a 6'8" powerhouse might be introduced as Roman Reigns' new right-hand man in the Bloodline, which could change the entire landscape of WWE. The idea of Roman Reigns introducing a monster-level competitor into the Bloodline is not far-fetched. WWE has a history of elevating storylines with surprise debuts, alliances, or betrayals, and given the length of Reigns' reign, fresh energy could be crucial for keeping the saga alive. A towering giant, billed at 6'8", would not only add size and intimidation to the group, but also give Roman a new protector role similar to how Solo Sikoa was once introduced. For fans, the notion of Roman standing beside someone larger than life, a figure who could dwarf even the most seasoned wrestlers, would elevate the faction's aura of danger to new heights. But who could this rumored 6'8" figure be? WWE has several talents within its developmental system, and even on the main roster who fit this description. The promotion has often scouted athletes with football or basketball backgrounds, introducing them as dominant enforcers. If Roman is indeed set to bring in such a monster, WWE might be preparing to unveil someone fans have not seen before, making it a shocking moment that leaves the audience buzzing. Alternatively, the company could repackage an existing star with untapped potential, slotting them into a major storyline right away by aligning them with the tribal chief. The concept of a right-hand man in the bloodline has always been crucial. Jey Uso once held the title, solidifying his loyalty before his eventual betrayal. The addition of the 6'8" powerhouse could serve as a direct message to the locker room. The bloodline is not fading, it is evolving. From a storyline perspective, this move could serve multiple purposes. First, it would allow Roman to reassert himself as a master strategist who always stays one step ahead. Second, it would give him leverage against the growing list of rivals who have threatened his supremacy, including Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and even family members like Jey Uso. Third, it would reset the power dynamic within the bloodline itself, as Solo Sikoa's role could come into question. Would Solo feel replaced by the new monster? Would jealousy and tension add another layer of drama? Such conflicts are tailor-made for long-term storytelling. Fans online have already speculated about names that could fit this role. One possibility is Omos, the Nigerian giant, who already stands as one of the tallest and most intimidating figures on WWE's roster. Aligning Omos with Roman Reigns could instantly elevate his career while giving Reigns a nearly unbeatable shield. However, Omos has been loosely associated with MVP, and creative would need to carefully navigate that transition. Another possibility is a star from NXT like Von Wagner, who has the size, presence, and potential to become a dominant force on the main roster. His alignment with Roman could act as a career-defining shift. It is also worth considering that WWE often surprises fans by debuting completely new talents in major roles. A 6'8" developmental prospect could be unveiled in dramatic fashion, standing beside Roman Reigns to shock the world. Imagine the reaction if the tribal chief cut one of his iconic promos, demanded respect, and then introduced a towering figure who immediately laid waste to whoever dared interrupt. That would solidify Roman's resurgence and give fans a moment that would be remembered for years. The potential introduction of such a star would not just be about size, but also about symbolism. Roman Reigns, as the head of the bloodline, has always positioned himself as untouchable. By surrounding himself with family and enforcers, he has ensured that challengers must always climb an impossible mountain before reaching him. A 6'8" monster would represent the ultimate barrier, a physical embodiment of the bloodline's dominance. For WWE storytelling, this adds layers of excitement, as babyfaces would need to prove themselves against an insurmountable obstacle before ever getting close to Roman. Of course, the timing of this move matters. Roman's future in WWE has been widely discussed, with questions surrounding his schedule, his championship pursuits, and whether he will continue as the centerpiece of the company. Introducing a massive new ally could extend his run while easing the burden of carrying the entire storyline himself. By letting a new right-hand man handle most of the physical confrontations, Roman could focus more on the psychological and storytelling aspects that have made him one of WWE's greatest heels of all time. If this plan comes to fruition, WWE would also need to carefully book the monster's role. Too much dominance could overshadow other bloodline members or even Roman himself. The key would be striking a balance where the giant feels unstoppable, yet still loyal and subservient to Roman. That dynamic, absolute strength serving absolute power, would mirror the themes of tribal loyalty and hierarchy that the storyline has always explored. There is also the question of how other factions and stars would respond. Cody Rhodes, who has been painted as the biggest threat to Roman's legacy, would suddenly find himself up against a nearly impossible obstacle. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, or even emerging stars like LA Knight could all be thrown into battles with the new enforcer, raising the stakes of every rivalry. The introduction of a monster could even lead to unexpected alliances among babyfaces, as they attempt to counterbalance the bloodline's newest weapon. At its core, the idea of Roman Reigns introducing a 6'8" right-hand man represents the next evolution of WWE's most compelling faction. Whether the role is filled by Omos, Von Wagner, or an entirely new face, the possibilities for storytelling are endless. The Bloodline saga has always thrived on shocking twists, betrayals, and reinforcements, and this potential addition fits perfectly into that legacy. Roman Reigns has always demanded to be acknowledged. With a towering giant standing beside him, acknowledgement would no longer be a request, it would be an inevitability. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.